So my biggest tip for you, the biggest trick that you can use is to have patience, especially if you are doing this for the first time, because it can take a while to, one, map out your sections. I spent maybe 20 to 30 minutes when I was doing my Deathhawk again, just figuring out exactly where I wanted the lines to go and figuring it out in the back and just taking my time with the comb and sectioning, and it got really frustrating. And so it's really important to be patient and to go slow. Give yourself some time. Don't do this when you have to be at work in like an hour. Give yourself like a Saturday afternoon to just spend time and do it right, or do it how you would like to do it. If you're doing it for the first time, you might not know how it's going to look. You might not know if you're doing it right, and so just kind of staying calm, having patience, it really helps the entire situation. Also, it can just be tricky to shave your sides, especially in the back, especially on your non-dominant side. It can be really tricky just to figure out how to maneuver around, how to work with two mirrors, watching yourself in one mirror, looking in a different mirror. And so try not to go insane, try to have fun with it. Patience is key. You can't unshave anything, so really be careful, and that's where patience comes in. I really need to stop saying the word patience, but hopefully you guys get it. Have patience. My second tip is to wait to do it on a day where either your hair is dirty or you're going to shower. And that's just because you're gonna get little bits of hair all over you, everywhere. No matter what you do, they're gonna get on you, unless you have like the salon cape, and even then, they're probably gonna get on your neck and like underneath it, and it's just gonna happen. It just is. And so, for me personally, I like to shower immediately, because it's so uncomfortable. And so that's why usually when I'm doing my hair and like shaving my sides, my hair is like really dirty and gross. That's because I waited until I needed to shower that day, because I don't want to shower twice in one day just because I have little bits of hair all over me. Related to that, wear clothes that you don't mind washing right away. Or just don't wear clothes. Again, little bits of hair everywhere. They're gonna get in your bra if you wear a bra. They're gonna get on your shirt, under your shirt, on your pants, on your socks. I never wear socks when I do this. And so you guys have been seeing kind of lately that I haven't been wearing a top when I shave my sides. So if it ever looks like this when I'm like shaving anything, there's a pretty good chance that I'm not wearing a top, because it's a fucking bitch. There's little bits of hair everywhere, and I don't want to like get my clothes dirty just because there's hair on them, because you can't fucking wear them then. It's horrible. And so that's my other thing. Don't get dressed for the day and then give yourself a Deathhawk. Just don't. You're just gonna have a bad time. My next tip is, if you're doing this for the first time especially, is to make sure that there is someone around you. And so hopefully it's someone who would be willing to help out if you need, just because it really sucks if you're doing your hair and you get to a point where you just can't do something no matter what. You've been spending 15-20 minutes on it, you can't fucking do it, and you have to leave it like that. Like that blows. So if you have a friend who can come over, a sibling, a parent, a guardian, someone that you can enlist to just hang out, just be there. And it can be a fun friend thing, fun like partner thing, bonding, like doing each other's hair. And so if you're doing it for the first time but you do want to just do it yourself, having someone around as like a security safety net is really helpful. And then my final tip before we get into the step-by-step tutorial is to have some music going. And there's two reasons to have music. The first being that if you're doing this for the first time, you might be a little bit nervous. It's a little bit nerve-wracking to change your hair so drastically by taking a clippers to it. And so music can help you calm down, get in a better mood, and just get pumped up. For example, in my second Deathhawk video, where I am acting extra goofy, I'm being really silly, dancing, making poses, the reason I'm doing that is because I was getting all of my nervous energy out by dancing and listening to some of my favorite music. At the beginning of the video, you can tell that I'm kind of like, oh god, I'm doing this, and then as it goes on, I just get ridiculous, and that's because I decided to put on music that just like, I was like really fucking pumped up. Like, you can kind of tell that I'm just like jazzed about what's happening and really fucking silly. And so that helped me so much when I was doing my second one. And so that's the main reason why I recommend music when you're doing your first time. just because it can help you kind of focus on something else, feel good, make it a fun moment. You really want to make sure that you're in a good mood, that you get as much of the anxiety out of the way as possible so that you can have fun, because that's the point. The point is to have fun and to do something that you like, to give yourself a look that you love and that you're gonna enjoy every day. And then if it's not your first time, shaving your sides can get a little bit boring. It's kind of like a chore that you have to do if you're doing it repeatedly month after month. And so music or having a TV show or movie that you're watching can just give you something else to pay attention to while you're doing your hair. Alright, so that is it for my tips. Just a reminder that I am not an expert. I am very far from a professional. And so if any of you guys out there have any tips that you have that you would like to share, please comment them down below for other people to see. And so if you're watching this video to try and get ready to get tips for yourself, make sure that you check out the comments just in case somebody else has left something that would be extra helpful for you. So the reason why I get my hair a little bit wet to smooth everything down is that it just makes it a little bit easier to see the lines, to know where you're shaving. You really do want to make everything as easy for yourself as possible because the tricky part comes up next, and that is shaving.